Welcome back to our channel, Rare Coins All World, where we explore the world of rare and valuable coins that have the potential to change your life. Today, we're diving deep into a coin that might not look like much at first glance, but trust us, it packs a punch in terms of value. The United States Roosevelt Silver 1 dime from 1974. Now, most of us are familiar with the classic Roosevelt dime. It's been a staple of U.S. currency for decades, featuring the iconic profile of Franklin D. Roosevelt, the 32nd President of the United States. These dimes are common enough that you might have a few in your pocket right now, but did you know that there's a specific 1974 mint mark variety that could make you a small fortune? That's right, a coin that many might overlook could actually be worth tens of thousands of dollars. Let's start by taking a closer look at the 1974 Roosevelt dime. This coin was minted in honor of Roosevelt, who passed away in 1945, and it features a portrait of him on the obverse. The reverse displays a torch, olive branch, and oak branch, symbols of unity, peace, and strength. It's a beautiful design, but it's not just the aesthetic that makes this coin special. The real value lies in its minting and, of course, its rarity. In 1974, the United States Mint produced millions of Roosevelt dimes. However, the specific coin we're talking about today comes from a particular set of circumstances, mainly, the minting errors and rare conditions that have made this coin sought after by collectors worldwide. Most 1974 dimes are still relatively easy to find in circulation today, but a certain variety stands out. This variety involves the mint mark, and more importantly, the condition of the coin. If you find a 1974 Roosevelt dime in near-perfect or uncirculated condition, especially with a rare mint mark or slight imperfections from the minting process, you could be looking at a treasure. Many collectors are especially interested in coins with minting errors or unusual characteristics. The 1974 Roosevelt dime, though seemingly ordinary, has certain features that can make it extremely valuable. Some of these coins were accidentally struck with a slightly off-center design or exhibit double die errors. These imperfections are exactly what collectors crave. They're rare, and in some cases, they are worth significantly more than the standard coin. So, what does this all mean for you as a potential coin collector? Well, the truth is, finding a 1974 Roosevelt silver dime in pristine, uncirculated condition is not an easy task. Coins like these are difficult to come by, especially since many were used in daily transactions or have been damaged over the years. Coins that are in excellent condition, however, can fetch amazing prices. The value of this coin has increased significantly over the years, and it's continuing to rise as more collectors become aware of its rarity. A standard 1974 Roosevelt dime might only be worth a few dimes, but if you happen to stumble upon one with the right condition, unique features, or minting error, the value could skyrocket. Coins that are well preserved or that feature certain minting variations can be auctioned off for much higher amounts, and we're talking about tens of thousands of dollars here. So, here's the big reveal that you've been waiting for. If you're lucky enough to have a 1974 Roosevelt silver 1 dime in excellent condition, or one with a rare mint error, it could be worth as much as $45,000. Yes, you heard that correctly, $45,000 for a single dime. That's not a typo. This little coin could be worth more than a new car, a down payment on a house, or even a vacation around the world. If you're a coin collector or even if you just have a jar of coins sitting around at home, now is the time to take a closer look at your collection. Don't overlook that seemingly insignificant 1974 Roosevelt dime, as it could be hiding a small fortune. The key is in the coin's condition and any unique features it might have, so make sure to examine it carefully. A dime that has been properly cared for could be the next big find. So, next time you find a 1974 Roosevelt dime, don't just toss it into your change jar. Give it a closer look. If it's in great condition or has a minting error, you could be holding onto something truly valuable. Today, we have something truly special to discuss, a coin that you might come across in your daily life without giving it a second thought. But what if I told you that one simple dime, the United States Roosevelt silver 1 dime from 1991, could actually be worth more than you ever imagined. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll be blown away by how much this little coin could be worth. Let's dive into the history of the Roosevelt dime. First issued in 1946 to honor President Franklin D. Roosevelt, who passed away the previous year, the Roosevelt dime has been a staple of American currency for decades. The coin features a profile of Roosevelt on the obverse side and a torch, olive branch, and oak branch on the reverse side, symbolizing unity, peace, and strength. It's a coin that's familiar to most of us, but here's the thing, while most Roosevelt dimes are easy to find, the 1991 edition is one that collectors are increasingly keen to get their hands on. In 1991, the United States Mint produced a large number of these dimes, but the ones we're talking about today are far from ordinary. The 1991 Roosevelt silver 1 dime stands out due to its condition, rarity, and specific features. While many of these coins were circulated, some were kept in excellent condition, and it's those pristine examples that are now highly sought after in the collector's market. Coins from this year may not seem particularly rare on the surface, but the ones in mint condition, those that have never been used in transactions, have become incredibly valuable over time. But why is this coin so valuable? Well, several factors contribute to its worth. For starters, silver dimes, like the one from 1991, are always in demand. The metal content itself holds value, especially when silver prices are on the rise. However, the real draw for collectors lies in the condition and rarity of these specific coins. Many 1991 dimes, due to their widespread circulation, show signs of wear and damage, which significantly lowers their value. However, a 1991 Roosevelt silver 1 dime in uncirculated condition or near perfect state is a different story. What makes the 1991 Roosevelt dime especially valuable to collectors is its relative scarcity in perfect condition. Most coins from this year have been circulated and, over time, have picked up dings, scratches, or discoloration. But a well-preserved coin, free from any major damage, is a gem. Additionally, dimes with certain minting variations or errors are even more highly coveted. Minting errors can range from subtle changes in design to off-center strikes or double strikes, and these unique features can dramatically increase the value of the coin. Collectors and investors alike are always on the lookout for these rarities, as they can turn an ordinary dime into a major prize. As the years pass, coins like the 1991 Roosevelt dime that have been carefully preserved or have a unique error are becoming harder and harder to find. The market for these coins continues to grow, and prices are steadily climbing. If you're lucky enough to find a 1991 Roosevelt silver 1 dime in pristine condition, or one with a rare error, you might just be holding on to something worth a lot more than face value. Now, here's the part you've been waiting for. If you happen to have one of these 1991 Roosevelt silver 1 dimes in mint condition, or better yet, one with a rare minting error, it could be worth an incredible $47,000. Yes, that's right, $47,000 for a single dime. It's a jaw-dropping amount, but it's the kind of money you could make by finding a coin that many people might overlook. The key takeaway here is simple: don't underestimate the value of your coins. If you have a collection of dimes from the early 90s, or if you find one while going through loose change, take a closer look. If it's in great condition or has a minting error, it could be worth a fortune. A dime that seems ordinary to most could actually be the ticket to something extraordinary. Today, we're diving into the history and value of a coin that many might overlook, but could be worth a small fortune. Let's talk about the United States Roosevelt silver 1 dime from 1980 with a unique mint mark. Now, you might be wondering, what makes a 1980 dime so special? After all, dimes are not exactly the most rare or valuable coins in general circulation. But trust me when I say this, there's much more to this coin than meets the eye. Whether you've been collecting coins for years or are just starting, this particular dime could surprise you in ways you never expected. So, stick with me until the end, because we're about to reveal just how much this dime could be worth today. Let's begin by exploring the history and background of the Roosevelt silver 1 dime. The dime was first introduced in 1796, but it's the 1946 Roosevelt dime that many collectors focus on today. The 1980 version, however, is especially significant because it was minted during an era of significant change in the U.S. economy. The 1980s marked a time of inflation and economic restructuring, as well as changes in currency and coinage designs. The Roosevelt dime itself, which was designed by John R. Sinek, features the profile of President Franklin D. Roosevelt, who served as the 32nd President of the United States. Roosevelt's image on the coin symbolizes the respect and admiration the country had for his leadership, especially during the Great Depression and World War II. Roosevelt was known for his role in establishing the Social Security Act and his efforts to bring the country out of the Great Depression. His likeness on the dime is a fitting tribute to a man who changed the course of American history. Now, let's talk about the composition of this coin. The 1980 Roosevelt dime was part of a batch minted with a composition of 91.67% copper and 8.33% nickel, which replaced the previous silver composition used in older dimes. Starting in 1965, the U.S. government shifted the dime's composition to reduce costs due to the rising price of silver. While the 1980 dime does not contain silver, it still holds its place as a classic example of U.S. coinage from this era. But here's where things get interesting. The value of any coin is determined by a combination of factors: condition, rarity, and sometimes, a little bit of luck. In the case of the 1980 Roosevelt dime, there is a specific feature that collectors are on the lookout for: the mint mark. The mint mark indicates where the coin was produced, and in this case, it could be the key to unlocking its true value. Most of the 1980 dimes were minted in Philadelphia and bear no mint mark. However, the coin you're looking for could have been minted in either Denver or San Francisco, marked by the letter D or S. But the real treasure is a dime with an unusual mint mark, or even one with a special error, a coin that slipped through the cracks during the minting process. These minting errors can include things like double strikes, off-center punches, or unusual variations in the design, making them incredibly rare and highly sought after by serious collectors. Now, I know what you're thinking: could a coin from 1980 really be worth thousands of dollars? The answer is yes, it absolutely can. While most regular 1980 Roosevelt dimes are only worth face value, a perfectly preserved coin or one with a rare minting error can fetch a substantial price. That's because collectors are always on the hunt for coins in exceptional condition, or those with unique features that set them apart from the standard issue. Coins with minting errors or rare variants can sell for far beyond their face value, especially when they're in mint condition. So, what exactly could a rare 1980 Roosevelt silver one dime with an error or rare mint mark be worth today? Well, depending on the rarity and condition of the coin, it could be worth an astonishing $42,000. That's right, $42,000. For a single dime. It's truly incredible how much a simple piece of currency can appreciate in value when it's rare, well-preserved, or features something unique. Imagine stumbling upon one of these hidden gems in your coin collection, or finding one tucked away in an old jar of change. It could be your ticket to a small fortune. If you're just starting out as a coin collector, or you've been collecting for years, it's always a great idea to carefully inspect the coins you come across. Make sure to check the mint marks, examine the condition of the coin, and watch out for any unusual features or errors. Sometimes, the most valuable coins are the ones you least expect. Before we wrap up, I want to leave you with a few tips on how to increase your chances of finding valuable coins like the 1980 Roosevelt silver one dime. Always keep an eye out for coins that seem out of place or have unusual characteristics. Take the time to learn about the different mint marks and how they relate to coin rarity. And remember, if you're looking to buy or sell coins, it's important to work with reputable dealers or coin experts who can help you determine the true value of your collection. Today, we're diving into a topic that's sure to get your heart racing: one of the most surprising and intriguing coins you could ever stumble upon, the United States Roosevelt silver one dime from 1990. You might think, it's just a dime, right? Well, prepare to be amazed, because this little coin might just be worth a whole lot more than you think. Stick around, because by the end of this video, we're going to reveal exactly how much a Roosevelt dime from 1990 could be worth today. Let's start by taking a quick look at the history behind this iconic coin. The Roosevelt dime has been in circulation since 1946, and it was designed to honor President Franklin D. Roosevelt, the 32nd President of the United States. Roosevelt was a leader during some of the most challenging times in U.S. history. He guided the nation through the Great Depression and World War II. His likeness on the dime is a tribute to his legacy, especially his establishment of Social Security, which continues to impact Americans to this day. Now, let's fast forward to 1990. This year is crucial because it comes at the tail end of an era of economic transformation in the U.S. The 1980s were a period of major changes, shifting away from traditional manufacturing and embracing new technological advancements, all while navigating complex international relations. By 1990, the country was seeing the effects of these transitions, and it was a time when the value of coins began to change in new ways too. The 1990 Roosevelt dime, made from a mixture of copper and nickel, no longer contained the silver that earlier dimes featured, which made it less valuable in terms of precious metals. But here's the kicker: even though it's composed of copper-nickel, the 1990 Roosevelt dime still holds a lot of value for collectors, especially those who are looking for well-preserved examples or dimes with minting errors. You see, most people use these coins in their daily transactions, which means that a large portion of the 1990 dimes were circulated heavily, leading to significant wear and tear. However, this is where collectors get excited. When a coin like this is found in pristine, uncirculated condition, it can fetch an incredibly high price in the market. The minting process for coins is fascinating, and even small variations can lead to huge differences in value. The 1990 Roosevelt dime features the typical D mint mark for dimes produced in Denver, but what makes certain coins from this year stand out is the quality of the strike. Some coins were struck with such precision that they exhibit a level of detail and clarity that you rarely see in coins today. Collectors who are seeking coins with perfect strikes often look for dimes like these. But that's not all. There's more. Minting errors are the real secret to a coin's hidden value. These errors can occur for a variety of reasons, like misalignments, double strikes, or other imperfections during the production process. These types of mistakes, while rare, are exactly what makes certain coins so valuable. Error coins stand out in a collection, and if you happen to find a 1990 Roosevelt dime with an error or unusual feature, it could significantly increase its worth. Coins with flaws like a double strike or off-center design are particularly sought after by collectors, as they offer something truly unique that no other coin has. Now, let's talk about the condition of the coin. While many of these dimes were used for years in regular circulation, the ones that were kept in pristine, uncirculated condition are the true treasures. Uncirculated dimes are those that were never used for transactions and were kept in excellent condition right after minting. These coins are often much harder to come by, which is why they're in high demand and can fetch much higher prices than coins that show signs of wear and tear. So, just how much can a rare 1990 Roosevelt silver 1 dime be worth today? If you happen to have one of these coins in excellent condition, especially if it's from a rare mint or features a minting error, you could be holding a valuable piece of history. And believe it or not, the value of a 1990 Roosevelt dime with the right conditions or unique characteristics could be worth $40,000. Yes, you heard that right, $40,000. It's incredible to think that a coin worth only 10 cents when it was first minted could be worth tens of thousands of dollars today, but that's the beauty of coin collecting. The value of a coin can appreciate over time, especially when it's rare, well-preserved, and has unique qualities. If you've got a collection of coins or happen to come across a 1990 Roosevelt dime, take the time to examine it closely. Check for any mint marks, unusual features, or signs that it might have been kept in pristine condition. You might just find that what seems like a regular dime is, in fact, a hidden treasure worth a small fortune. Thanks for joining me on today's coin adventure. I hope this video has inspired you to take a second look at your coin collection or even start one if you haven't already. Coin collecting can be incredibly rewarding, not just for the potential financial value, but for the rich history that each coin represents. Today, I have something truly exciting to share with you. We're going to explore a coin that might just be hiding in your collection or in that old jar of change you've got lying around. I'm talking about the United States Roosevelt Silver 1 dime from 1977, a coin that could be worth a whole lot more than its 10-cent face value. Stick around because we're about to dive deep into what makes this particular dime so special, and at the end, I'll reveal just how much this coin could be worth today. Let's start by taking a look at the history behind the Roosevelt dime. The Roosevelt dime was first introduced in 1946, and it's been a staple of American currency ever since. The design was created to honor President Franklin D. Roosevelt, who passed away in 1945. Roosevelt was a pivotal figure in U.S. history, leading the country through the Great Depression and World War II. His legacy, particularly through the creation of the Social Security system, still has a profound impact on American citizens today. Now, you might be thinking, what makes a 1977 Roosevelt dime so unique? After all, the dime is a coin that's often overlooked. Most of us handle dimes on a daily basis without giving them a second thought. But here's the twist: while the Roosevelt dime is generally made of a copper-nickel mix, there's something special about the 1977 version, particularly if it's in great condition or has an unusual feature. The value of this coin isn't just about its metal composition, it's about rarity, condition, and sometimes, the minting process. By the time we get to 1977, the Roosevelt dime had already switched from being made of 90% silver to a copper-nickel blend, beginning in 1965. So, unlike earlier dimes, the 1977 Roosevelt dime doesn't contain any silver, which might make you wonder, what makes this coin worth anything at all? Well, just because the silver is gone doesn't mean that these dimes aren't valuable. In fact, it's the condition, rarity, and potential minting errors that can elevate their worth dramatically. One of the key factors that can increase the value of a 1977 Roosevelt dime is its mint mark. Dimes minted in 1977 were produced in both the Philadelphia and Denver mints, with the coins from the Philadelphia mint lacking a mint mark and those from Denver bearing a D mint mark. However, some dimes from this period were minted with slight variations or flaws that make them incredibly desirable to collectors. This could include things like double strikes, off-center prints, or even misaligned designs, which are highly sought after. You see, in the world of coin collecting, it's the unique characteristics that really set certain coins apart from the rest. While most 1977 dimes circulated without issue, a rare error or a coin in flawless condition can command serious attention from collectors. The rarity of finding a 1977 Roosevelt dime in mint condition or with an error makes it a valuable piece in the eyes of enthusiasts and investors alike. Now, let's talk about condition. This is where things get really interesting. Most of the 1977 dimes that are still in circulation have been through decades of wear and tear, so they typically show signs of heavy use. This means that the ones in near-perfect condition are far less common. And here's the big secret: if you happen to find one of these dimes in pristine, uncirculated condition, it could be worth a pretty penny. A coin that's been carefully stored and preserved, free from scratches, tarnishing, or signs of circulation, can see a dramatic rise in value. But what really makes a 1977 Roosevelt Silver 1 dime truly valuable is the presence of minting errors. Errors in coinage happen when something goes wrong during the production process, leading to unique variations that are not seen in the regular run of coins. These types of coins are prized by collectors for their rarity and the story behind them. A 1977 Roosevelt dime with an error, like a double die, can fetch a much higher price than one in typical circulation. So, just how much could a 1977 Roosevelt Silver 1 dime be worth? If you have one that's in mint condition or, even better, has a rare minting error, you might be sitting on a small fortune. Depending on its rarity and condition, a Roosevelt dime from 1977 could be worth as much as $52,000. That's right, $52,000 for a single dime. It's truly amazing how a coin that was once worth just 10 cents could rise to such incredible value over time. So, if you've got a stash of old coins or if you come across a 1977 Roosevelt dime, don't just toss it aside. Take a closer look. It might be the treasure you've been looking for. Before we wrap up, let me leave you with a few tips. Always pay attention to the condition of your coins. If you come across a 1977 Roosevelt dime, check the mint mark, inspect the design for any errors, and consider its overall condition. And, of course, if you're ever in doubt about the value of a coin, it's always a good idea to consult with a professional coin appraiser or dealer. Today, I have something truly exciting for you. We're going to talk about a coin that may look simple at first glance, but could be hiding a small fortune: the United States Roosevelt Silver 1 dime from 1967. This dime may just be sitting in your collection or even in your pocket change, and it could be worth far more than you realize. Stick around, because I'm about to show you exactly why this coin deserves your attention, and at the end, I'll reveal just how much it could be worth today. Let's start by talking about the history behind the Roosevelt dime. The Roosevelt dime was introduced in 1946 to honor President Franklin D. Roosevelt, who passed away the year before. Roosevelt was not just any president, he led the nation through the Great Depression and World War II, and his efforts to establish the Social Security system have had a lasting impact on American society. The dime features a profile of Roosevelt himself, a simple yet powerful tribute to the man who shaped modern America. Now, fast forward to 1967. This year is significant for a few reasons. In the 1960s, the U.S. government began transitioning away from using silver in everyday coinage due to the rising cost of the metal. While the pre-1965 dimes were made of 90% silver, by 1965, the government changed the composition of many coins, including the dime. The 1967 Roosevelt dime, however, is still part of the era where dimes were struck in 90% silver, making it a coin worth paying attention to, especially if you're a collector or investor. But here's the twist: while most 1967 dimes were used in everyday transactions and are found in average condition, some of these coins are much rarer and more valuable than you might think. The key to their value lies in factors like condition, mint marks, and even potential minting errors. You see, there were a variety of ways a coin could stand out, and this is where things get really interesting. In 1967, Roosevelt dimes were minted at two locations, the Philadelphia Mint and the Denver Mint. The dimes from Philadelphia don't have a mint mark, while those from Denver have the D mint mark on them. But the 1967 Roosevelt dime is more than just a run-of-the-mill coin. The dimes from this year are particularly special for those who understand what to look for in terms of rarity and condition. One of the key factors that could significantly boost the value of your 1967 dime is its mint mark. The minting process isn't perfect, and sometimes, things go awry. Coins might have unusual die cracks, double strikes, or be struck off-center. These minting errors, while rare, are highly prized by collectors. Error coins are considered valuable because they represent something unique, a one-of-a-kind mistake that's not found in every coin. If your 1967 Roosevelt dime happens to feature one of these errors, it could be worth significantly more than its face value. But even if your coin doesn't have an error, don't worry, there's still plenty of potential value to be found in well-preserved dimes. The condition of the coin plays a major role in determining its worth. Coins that have been in circulation for decades can often show significant wear and tear, losing their luster and details. However, a 1967 dime that has been kept in pristine condition, free from scratches, stains, and damage, could be worth a lot more. Coins that are graded as uncirculated or proof often fetch much higher prices, as they're rare and in near-perfect condition. So, let's talk numbers. A typical 1967 Roosevelt dime, even in decent condition, might not be worth much more than a few dollars. But if your dime is in mint condition or has a rare minting error, the value can skyrocket. The highest value for a 1967 Roosevelt dime is found in those rare, uncirculated coins or error coins. You may not think it at first, but a coin like this, with the right conditions and features, can be worth a serious amount of money. Now, here's where the excitement comes in. If you happen to have a 1967 Roosevelt silver 1 dime in exceptional condition, or one that features a rare minting error, you could be holding a coin that is worth as much as $56,000. That's right, $56,000. Imagine that, a dime, originally worth just 10 cents, now valued at tens of thousands of dollars. It's incredible how much some coins can appreciate in value, and the 1967 Roosevelt dime is a perfect example of that. With its historical significance, silver content, and the potential for rarity, this coin is a real gem for collectors and investors alike. So, what should you do if you come across a 1967 Roosevelt dime in your collection or in a box of old change? First, take a moment to carefully examine the coin. Look for signs of wear, but also check for any minting errors or unique features. Pay attention to the condition of the coin, and if you're unsure about its value, it's always a good idea to get it appraised by a professional. You just might be sitting on a fortune. Today, I'm about to introduce you to a coin that may seem like just another dime, but in reality, it could be worth far more than you ever imagined. We're diving into the United States Roosevelt silver 1 dime from 1965, a coin that, if you're lucky enough to have it in the right condition, could fetch a jaw-dropping amount of money. Stick around until the end, because you won't believe how much this dime could be worth today. Let's take a trip back in time to 1965. The US was in the midst of major change. This was the year when the government made a critical decision regarding the country's currency. In an effort to preserve silver during a time of rising silver prices, the U.S. government made a monumental change to the composition of its coins. In 1965, the Roosevelt dimes, which were previously made of 90% silver, were switched to a copper-nickel alloy, and they were no longer made of silver, except for a few remaining 1964 dated coins. But here's where things get interesting. The 1965 Roosevelt dimes were still produced using a small amount of silver, but they were made with a reduced silver content of 40%. This makes them unique compared to later years when the coin was made purely of copper and nickel. So, while most of the 1965 dimes you'll encounter are made of the new copper-nickel blend, there are still some out there that contain the last bit of silver from the era of pure silver dimes. That's right. A coin from 1965 could have silver content, making it a key piece of the puzzle for collectors. But it's not just the silver content that makes this coin valuable, there's more to it. One of the key factors that sets the 1965 Roosevelt dime apart from other years is its rarity, particularly when it comes to finding it in excellent condition. The 1965 dime was widely circulated, and like many coins of that era, it experienced a lot of wear and tear. But, and here's the exciting part, if you manage to find a 1965 Roosevelt dime in uncirculated or mint condition, you could be looking at a coin that's worth far more than its face value. It's not just about the silver content or its age, it's about how well preserved the coin is and whether it has any unique characteristics that make it stand out from the rest. Now, let's talk about something else that could significantly increase the value of the 1965 Roosevelt dime, the mint mark. You see, the U.S. Mint produces coins at different locations, and in 1965, dimes were minted at both the Philadelphia and Denver mints. Coins from the Philadelphia Mint don't carry a mint mark, but the coins from the Denver Mint feature a small D mint mark. The mint mark can play a huge role in determining the rarity and value of a coin, especially when combined with the coin's condition. But it doesn't stop there. Some coins from this era were struck with minting errors, double strikes, off-center prints, and other mistakes that can make these coins incredibly rare and valuable. In the world of coin collecting, minting errors are like hidden treasures. When a coin is struck incorrectly, it becomes unique, a one-of-a-kind piece that can increase in value dramatically. So, if you happen to find a 1965 Roosevelt dime with a minting error, whether it's a double die or an off-center strike, you might have a coin that's worth far more than you think. Now, you're probably wondering, what is a 1965 Roosevelt silver 1 dime worth? Well, the value of these coins can vary depending on their condition and the presence of any errors. But if you happen to come across a 1965 Roosevelt dime that is in pristine, uncirculated condition, or if it has a rare minting error, it could be worth a truly astonishing amount of money. Are you ready for this? A 1965 Roosevelt silver 1 dime can be worth $59,000, yes, you heard that right, $59,000. For a single dime. It's absolutely incredible how the value of a coin can rise when it's in exceptional condition, has rare characteristics, or is part of a specific era. A 1965 Roosevelt dime in mint condition, or one with a significant minting flaw, can be worth far more than you ever imagined when it was first minted. So, if you're digging through your coin collection or checking out old change you've accumulated over the years, make sure to give your 1965 dimes a closer look. Pay attention to the mint mark, examine the condition, and look for any errors that could set your coin apart. If you find something special, it could be the jackpot you've been waiting for. Before we wrap up, here's a pro tip. If you think you found a rare 1965 Roosevelt dime, it's always a good idea to get it professionally appraised. A certified coin dealer or appraiser can help you determine the coin's true value, and they can also give you advice on how to preserve and protect it for the future. Thanks for watching today's video. I hope you found it as fascinating as I did. If you enjoyed this exploration into the world of rare coins and want to learn more, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the notification bell so you never miss out on future videos. Who knows? The next valuable coin you find could be a 1965 Roosevelt dime worth $59,000. Happy collecting, and I'll see you in the next video.